Ten.
Stand by to take studio.
8, 7, 6.
Stand by timer 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Haley May.
And I'm Weston Stevenson. On today's show, Cheyenne Baird gives us a look at the high school arts program. Grayson Misiuk shows us around MCHS's Cause Lab. Cohen Pelletier gives us an insider's look at the MCHS badminton team. Avery Pelletier goes behind-the-scenes look at epic April Fool's joke that was played on Mr. Bounstein earlier this month. And finally, reporter Bree Farough will be in studio today to interview St. Albert-Sturgeon River NDP candidate Dot Anderson ahead of Monday's election. But first, here's our top story.
Last Thursday, the Education Liaison Association of Alberta, which was established to provide students with info about different options available in their post-secondary journey, held a university, college, and trade school fair at the MCCC. Students of all grades had the opportunity to take a look around at the displays and ask advisors questions to help them better understand their post-secondary options. Ryan Cox explores the variety of colleges and tech school options across the province.
If you don't know what you're planning on doing after high school, the ELAA, a career fair, is the place you want to be. It is a place where you can see 24 different post-secondary institutions in Alberta and what they have to offer and what programs they have. If you haven't already decided what you plan on doing after high school, these post-secondary institutions share what type of programs they offer.
So we have everything from agriculture, enviro, interior design. We are a huge fire school also. Trades, and then in Lloyd, we're more like a university transfer, business, Cosmo. So we're a mixed bag of a lot.
We have diplomas and degrees. Most of our programs are diplomas. They're 2 years long. We have over 100 full-time programs, whether it be trades, health sciences, environmental studies, computer studies. We have a lot.
We do have, like I said, the business program, computer systems, technology, education, and nursing. All those we have the 4-year degree with. We have a lot of different trades. I'll just name a couple, like electrician, automotive service technician, motorcycle mechanic, heavy equipment technician, plumbing, welding is very popular. There's a lot.
If you ever wondered what these schools are primarily known for, they each highlight key traits and attributes of their school.
We're mostly known for trades because we're in Fort McMurray, so a lot of trade companies will get students to be taught theirs, and then they'll go and work in the oil sands.
NAIT is a polytechnic institute, and a lot of people think the first thing that they think about when they think of NAIT is they think of trades. So we are a trade school for sure, but we are also so much more than trades too.
For hands-on learning, right? Every component has a hands-on learning. So student managed farm, interior design, they travel. Yeah, everything has a learn and doing aspect.
These schools are all different in many ways. They tell us what makes them unique compared to the other schools here.
We are working directly with industry. We have a lot of work integrated learning, a lot of unique programs that we've had for decades, and they're just very well known in Alberta.
I would say that we are a big school, but what's unique is our classes are small. We only have 30 people in each class, so you really get to have that nice sense of community and a sense of belonging at NAIT.
I think what makes our school unique is how affordable it is. So we're very affordable, and we also have a lot of scholarships for our students.
If you're planning on going to post-secondary, check out these schools' websites for further information. This has been Ryan Cox reporting.
With the cold weather gone, warm temps have been more common, and we wonder if the coming weather will be nice and sunny or if we'll have to break out the umbrellas. Here to answer this is our in-studio weather expert, Gagnon.
Thanks, Weston. It looks like a nice day today. In Whitehorse, there's some thunderstorms with some rain and an average of 8. Yellowknife, there's some snow as a -1 as an average. It's pretty sunny in Vancouver with an average of 17. Regina with an average of 17, also sunny. And Winnipeg, it's also sunny with an average of 17. Toronto has some thunderstorms with an average of 14. Montreal has an average of 16 with some clouds. Iqaluit has a -2 with some clouds also. Halifax has some rain and is an average of 16. St. John's has some snow and is an average of 5. High levels of 18 with some rain. In Fort Mac, it's pretty sunny with an average of 20. In Grand Prairie, it's pretty sunny with some clouds. It's an average of 21. Edmonton's pretty sunny too with an average of 22. Red Deer is pretty sunny with an average of 20. It's all sunny around with an average of 17 in Jasper, average of 15 in Banff, average of 19 in Medicine Hat, and average of 20 in Calgary. It's pretty sunny today with an average of 19 degrees Celsius. Wind is 18 south. Relatively humidity is 51%. Sunrise today came at 7:10 a.m. and sunset 8:54 p.m. Friday today is high of 20 with a low of 7. Saturday is a high of 19 with a low of 3. Sunday is some rain with a high of 7 and -2, and it's pretty all around cloudy, but pretty high temperature.
Thanks, Tice. MCHS High School Arts Program is a wonderful opportunity for grade 10, 11, and 12 students who are either artistically gifted or who want to become better at sketching. This class also has a great teacher who is experienced and has a knack for bringing out a student's artistic ability. Cheyenne Baird brings us this report.
Art is an amazing course to show off your imagination and skill. There is painting, drawing, sculpting, and lots more different techniques to use. We asked Mr. Chopo why she wanted to be an art teacher.
I had a really good experience in high school myself. Like, my high school art teacher created an environment that just let me kind of escape the drama from high school, and I could go and just work on my projects and just feel good because I could just lose myself. Kind of like therapeutic art stuff happening. So I wanted to create that kind of place here.
This course allows people to reach into the right side of the brain and allow that creativity to flow through their artwork. Everyone has their own techniques they love the most, but the students are always up for learning something different.
My favorite part of art, to be honest, I don't really know. I do really enjoy all of it, especially drawing and graphite and stuff like that, just the pencil.
Big fan of just letting the medium do what it wants to do, and it flows and it's fun, and that's all that really matters.
Just seeing how creative some students are, I'm always blown away by what students come up with in their own heads and figure things out, and it's just amazing, right? I have no part of that. I just kind of foster some projects. I throw out some creative problems for them to solve, and then the way they interpret it is just really cool.
Art is open to everyone. There is no judging on who you are or your artwork. Not only is there help from the teacher, the students like to help others. Mr. Chopo's 10s, 20s, and 30s loves to spread the word around about this class.
Absolutely. It's very inclusive, it's fun, and honestly just a great way to relax. And Mr. Chopo is wonderful too, so.
I do recommend that students take art because it allows them to be creative, to think outside the box for visually solving problems, and you can use Art 30 for post-secondary. Any of the fine arts 30 level classes you can use for university entrance depending on what program you're entering. So it's it's super fun.
I'd recommend it just because it's a good stress reliever. I find you can come in here, do what you want, really. Well, not do what you want, but you can do whatever you want in art.
Mr. Chopo's class is a great way to connect more with your creative side. The art you do expresses emotions in a beautiful way. The students' artwork is around the school and even on bathroom doors and garbage cans. This class is highly recommended to everyone who wants to express themselves and just to be who you are. This is Cheyenne Baird signing off.
Here are your school announcements for Friday, April 25th. Are you interested in exploring skilled trades as a career option? Well, the Skills Alberta provincial event is coming up on May 8th, and MCHS is offering a field trip for those who wish to attend. Permission forms can be picked up at Student Services, and priority will go to grade 11 and 12 students. Do you wish to speak or perform at graduation? Auditions to do so will be held after school on Tuesday, April 29th. If you have any questions, please speak to either Miss Bulger or Miss Schmode. The Dale Macmillan Memorial Scholarship are two $2,000 awards given to Sturgeon County residents who are enrolled in a post-secondary institution and have demonstrated involvement in the community. To learn more, please visit sturgeoncounty.sa/scholarships. All applications are accepted until May 26th. The wait room will remain closed due to individuals leaving the room messy after use. Lunch access will not be available for a couple of weeks. For any further questions, please see Mr. Owen. Youth Emergency Services, or YES, is a 3-day, 2-night camp where you will learn about what it takes to become a first responder. If interested, please scan the QR code in the office. Applications will stop being accepted after May 6th. Join us for Smudge every Thursday at lunch. The Star Spirit Lodge is located at room 113, where you can smudge and learn more about Indigenous culture. For these and all other school information, keep contacted by listening to the daily announcements or logging onto the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.sa or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, X, or Instagram. As well, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching up MCTV Morinville.
In the MCHS CTS area, there's a class that gives students thinking of going into fashion, makeup, or hair industries an opportunity to build and refine their skills. Grayson Misiuk brings us this report.
In MCHS, a variety of option courses are available. One of those courses is Cosmetology. In this course, you'll learn how to do nails, hair, and makeup. Each of these students has their personal favorite part of this course.
I would say hair. I just personally find it the most enjoyable. Nails, because it's easier not to mess up.
The cause teacher at MCHS is Louise Sansano, and here are some reasons why she chose to teach in Morinville.
What made me want to start teaching cosmetology was a position opened up here at Morinville Community High School, and I applied for it. And being that I do have a background in the beauty industry, I thought I could give my expertise to the students.
Along with a great teacher, Cosmetology 9 has an amazing program.
My favorite thing, well, that's a tough one. I love it all. We teach hair, makeup, nails, and skincare. So those 4 topics make a very robust program. So what I love teaching is students and giving them material and seeing them just flourish. And each particular area, they prefer more than others. So I like giving the variety. So I can't tell you what my favorite is, sorry.
Our CTS area of MCHS was redone 3 years ago, and with that, an entirely new cosmetology lab. In that lab, there are a variety of tools and instruments for students to use.
I have to say, well, this facility is brand new. It'll be 3 years in this November, and it has everything you can think of. We have shampoo chairs, barber chairs that recline. We have salon chairs, and then all the hot tools you can think of, crimpers, flat irons, blow dryers. And then the nails, we have gel and lacquer, nail lamps. And then makeup, I have a whole plethora of makeup that the girls can use. And then skincare, they bring in their own skincare as everyone has different skin types.
We use hair dryers, blow dryers, curling irons, straightening, nail polishes, and nail lamps. Very many supplies that we have this great studio.
You can use gelish nails, lamps, nail polish, brushes, combs, curling irons, straightening irons.
And with that, this is Grayson Misiuk for MCTV, signing off.
Welcome back. Here with all your recent sports updates in the NHL, NBA, and MLB is MCHS's very own studio sports expert, Tice Gagnon.
Thanks, Weston. In the AHL, the playoffs have started with the Blues wiping the floor with the Jets, beating them 7-2 with the Jets leading 2-1. The Maple Leafs edging the Senators 3-2 in overtime with the Maple Leafs leading 3-0. The Wild upset the Golden Knights, beating them 5-2 with Golden Knights leading 2-1, and the Panthers shut out the Lightning 2-0 with the Panthers leading 2-0. The Oilers play Game 3, and we are hoping they can get a win today, but who knows? In the NBA, the playoffs have also started with the Knicks edging the Pistons to a score of 118 to 116, with the Knicks leading 2-1. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies 114 to 108, with the Thunder leading 3-0, and the Clippers kept the Nuggets in double digits, beating them 117 to 83, with Clippers leading 2-1. In the MLB, the Orioles edged the Nationals 2-1. Mariners edged the Red Sox 4-3. The Angels just beat the Pirates by one, winning 4-3. The Rays beat the Diamondbacks 7-4, and the Athletics just only beat the Rangers 4-3. Coming up next, on April 1st, the MCTV crew played a massive April Fool's joke on Mr. Ballenstein with over 3 weeks of planning, and Mr. B never even saw it coming. Reporter and prank mastermind Avery Pelletier brings us this behind-the-scenes look of how the crew pulled it off.
There was a time before season 31, where Mr. Ballenstein could believe that anything his students told him was true. This was an age of honesty and integrity, when the television studio was a sacred place. But this all changed on April 1st, when MCTV students banded together to prank Mr. B. They told him that Canadian rock band Glass Tiger would be visiting Morinville for an exclusive in-studio interview. Unbeknownst to Mr. B, he would really be getting a visit from Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone instead. This is Project Burgundy.
That'll be done. I need an interview though. Tomorrow we'll discuss that. All right.
Yeah, Avery and I were talking.
We'll see you tomorrow. One more time.
So it's not.
Well-deserved break.
It's not set in stone yet. But
I'll keep
So
you.
you're trying to get them in studio.
I'm trying to get them in studio.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be.
So, like-
that would be wicked cool. That would be pretty awesome.
That would
I've got their
too.
CD still sitting in my classroom. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, I've got that CD still in my classroom. That would be. And I would have to be fanboy and actually, because I saw them in concert. God, when did I see them in concert? I would have seen them back in probably '84. Hold on. I've got to have a ticket up here from them. I have to. There's got to be a Glass Tiger ticket up here. I'm pretty sure there is.
I'm so excited. My camera died, so I've been filming this on my phone secretly. We didn't get his reaction, but it was so good. He's over there right now. Oh, this is gonna be so funny. One thing I've had to keep in mind during all of this is that I need to cover my tracks. And by that, I mean that if I'm saying I am in contact with Glass Tiger's management through email, I kind of need a fake email chain that I can show Ballenstein in case he needs to see it for whatever reason. Because of that, I had no choice but to impersonate Glass Tiger's manager. I'm basically just emailing myself back and forth like a crazy person. Anyways, this is all riding on some fake emails. So I'm gonna get to writing and we're gonna see how this goes. So, yeah.
Okay, I am finding wigs for the April Fool's prank. So we have our whole wig wall at Carrie's. But we also have rental wigs. So I'm gonna look at my rental wigs first because I'm allowed to take those for free for the day. Brought you guys over here. Okay. Let's look at these wigs. So the wig normally sits like this, which is all up in my face, might I add. Like, I was thinking that I could like sit to the side, but now it just looks so bad. So like for Avery's, I was thinking like maybe, okay, you can't really see this one. I cannot find any, like I knew we have a blonde wig, but it might be rented out somewhere. So what I'm thinking is we have these like hairspray things. I like these colors and I think I can make blonde. Okay, so that's like a little bit too gold for me. I don't know if you can see that, but oh, never mind, that's pure black. Okay. this one might work. This is the beige. This what I'm thinking is I have like, I can part my hair on the side part and I can give myself a blowout. So if I just like color it, I could just do that.
Did he say he needs to go up to the ceiling? He has to do something with the lights. So he has to like go up like and like mess around with like the lighting rig like on the ceiling.
Mike's working. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely gonna be 3 people on the set. Definitely. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like anything I can do to make him work less hard without giving it away.
Guys, I'm having second thoughts. Like, I feel so bad. He's so excited about it.
But still, it does say Glass Tiger.
It still says Glass Tiger on
Glass
it.
Tiger,
Yeah.
here's the ticket. I saw him back in '87.
We'll get it signed.
$18.50 to go see the show.
That'll be so cool.
I'm gonna get it signed. I'm gonna pull it out and get him to sign it tomorrow.
And then if anything happens.
Our lie worked so well without us even trying. Because realistically, like if you look at their tour schedule, if they were actually coming here, the only day they'd be able to get here is April 1st.
Thinking to make it up to him because of this, we actually get him a ticket to the show that's on the 3rd, and tickets are $50 for, I think if we put him in like the center right there, that would be ideal.
Stuff. I have to be so committed.
We're so committed. Here, wait, do you want to try on the...
Yes, okay, show the wig.
Top of the leg.
Show the wig.
Which way is the front? We might have to comb it a little bit.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Definitely needs to get started. It's like the same color as your hair almost. That's
It is. I was meant to be Ron Burgundy, I think.
Avery and I are gonna go into the costume loft. Should I like climb up and then you pass me the camera?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Hello.
I think this is the best we're gonna get. Let me try this on.
And then I need a white shirt. Oh, we have so many good ties.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm dumping this out.
I don't know how to tie a tie.
Let's see if I can.
Get that side part.
Get that side
part.
Oh my god. I haven't seen myself on the side part since like the 8th grade.
She's rocking a side part in that
She
movie.
does. But like it looks so good with her blowout.
Wait, is this it? This could be it.
I think this one might be it.
We're gonna head into the studio in a second here because we are going to make titles that say Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone, and then just like title them a secret thing so that Grayson can bring those titles in instead of the Glass Tiger titles.
We'll go home and we're gonna watch the movie. We're gonna draft some questions and then.
Degrees in the Middle East. Off the coast of Tampa Bay.
All right, so a couple hours later, we finally finished writing our scripts. We tried to quote a lot of lines from Anchorman, but we also just kind of did some stuff that sounded, winged it.
Like
Embodied our characters. Project Burgundy is tomorrow, so signing off for the night. You stay classy, San Diego.
And thanks for stopping by.
Welcome back. On March 23rd, the Governor-General of Canada approved Prime Minister Mark Carney's request to dissolve Parliament, and a federal election was called for April 28th. MCTV News has reached out to all of the individuals running in the St. Albert-Sturgeon River constituency for an in-studio interview, in the hope of helping the constituents of Morinville get to know the names on their ballots come Election Day. Today, we welcome Morinville's NDP candidate, Dot Anderson, into the studio. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, what got you interested in politics in the first place, and why do you think you're a good representative for our House of Commons?
Well, I was always somewhat interested in politics, even as a young child. I had started working very young, at the age of 10, in the stores in my home community, which is up north in Alberta. And I ended up working for every store in the area until I was about 24 years old. So I knew a lot of people. I had a lot of conversations with everybody in the community. And I ended up leaving the community to go to business school because that's the path I thought I was on.
Yeah.
But while I was in business school, I slowly started to realize that I wanted to work for the Métis settlements, which I ended up doing. So I ended up moving to Edmonton back in 1999 and worked as someone who did grant proposals, business proposals, grant applications. And because I was working for the government of the Métis settlements, I started to learn a lot about statistics and concerning issues with Indigenous populations. And I steered my interest into working for kind of like social economic areas like justice and education and what have you. And yeah, it led to advocacy. Fast forward about 15 years, I became an elected leader with the Métis settlements of Alberta. And then fast forward another 8 years, and I'm running to be, hopefully to be the MP for this riding.
Yeah, that's like the transition. It makes a lot of sense to
That's
like.
right.
On that note, though, what issues do you think that you and your and the prospective constituents, like, what are you looking to address in your cycle?
So we've done a lot of door knocking. We've been at various events, and I've done texting and just chatting with people around the communities. And by and large, we're hearing two of the, I guess, the most top of mind concerns, which are the cost of living and also the threats coming from Donald Trump down south. And so it's kind of right up the alley of the NDP to fight for Canadians and to work for the everyday Canadian, the workforce, and supporting their concerns or addressing their concerns, being like the cost of living and Trump tariffs and threats of us being the 51st state.
Yeah. On the topic of cost of living and like just being able to afford our lives now in Canada, how do you, or how would your part support youth employment and skill building opportunities, especially more so jobs and like career paths for students like ourselves?
Oh yes, so NDP is a major supporter and defender of public education, post-secondary, trades training, and we've been behind a push to increase the minimum wage so that youth can earn decent paychecks while they are striving to complete post-secondary programs and what have you. Also, we are behind a whole bunch of affordability measures that will make life for youth easier, because I have actually worried a lot about how are young people getting by in this time, in this day and age of high rent, high costs for everything, auto insurance premiums and whatnot. So it's just something that we would continue to back to stop from skyrocketing insurance, rent, groceries, utility bills, dental and vision costs, cell phone bills, and a host of other expenses. So we've always been known for having Canadians' backs, and we've had a lot to show for that, and it's just something that we would continue doing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Because as somebody who's like employed myself, like I know the minimum wage, like I don't have many bills to worry about, but I already work a lot of hours, and I can't imagine being able to like afford when I eventually do move out.
And times are changing in Alberta also. So we see young people getting into a variety of different education areas. And it falls right in line with the need to diversify our economy. And that's exactly one of the things that the NDP promises to do, is to protect the Canadian economy, protect the Alberta economy, and support youth and diversifying the economy so that you will have a lot more options for your career path as opposed to what we've customarily known here.
On the topic of Alberta economy, a huge driving of Alberta is the oil and gas. What's your stance on the future of oil and gas development in Alberta, and how would your party balance energy development with the climate action?
Absolutely. So climate change is affecting a lot more than one industry, but it is particularly affecting the industry in Alberta, which is oil and gas and agriculture, actually. So our intention is to diversify the economy, get into different industries, reach different markets for different industries, and to lessen the barriers between provinces and territories in order for us to be able to work with our neighbors openly and more easily so that it's expanding on opportunities for everybody.
Yeah. On the topic of climate change as well, what supports would you advocate for dealing with natural disasters like the wildfire we had in Alberta a year ago?
Okay, so we are actually actively supporting climate change. Canadians are doing their part to fight the crisis. They deserve a government who does their part to protect our air and water in particular. People are losing their homes, their livelihoods, and even their lives to wildfires, floods, and increasingly extreme weather across the country and here. And so under the Liberal government, Canada has continued to have the worst record of addressing climate action in the G7. And in fact, as if that were not concerning enough, the Liberals have also provided more taxpayer financing to oil and gas than any other country in the G20. Yes. So little known facts, right? And despite promising to end fossil fuel subsidies, billions of dollars of our money has been going into the wealthy big oil corporations, even as they rake in record profits. So this is something that the NDP would put a stop to and have the biggest polluters in Canada paying more of their fair share for the pollution.
Which makes sense because like they're the ones. 100%. On a different topic, you brought up the whole Trump situation, the 51st state. Why is your party the best choice to deal with the current challenges, especially ones we're facing south of the border with the United States and the Trump presidency?
Okay, so whether it's his threat of making us the so-called 51st state, or whether it's the tariffs that he's leveling on Canada and many other countries, Albertans aren't interested in having their livelihoods be put into jeopardy. And we're simply put, we're not interested in being bullied. And we have been hearing this loud and clear as we knock on doors in the riding. And I was here in Morinville where we heard that here as well yesterday. And so to put it simply, the answer is no. Immediately no. That's what we're hearing from the youth. The NDP will use retaliatory tariffs, export bans, procurement bans, and legal challenges to address all of this. The U.S. are reliant on Canada's resources, particularly oil and gas, critical minerals and lumber. Denying access to those resources or even just adding export taxes to them will make it difficult, if not nearly impossible, for the U.S. economy to thrive. These NDP countermeasures would, I'm confident, would fast track our way back to a better trade relation with our partner to the south. The other aspect here is the need to support affected workers because it is them who are at the front line, losing hours at their jobs, losing or facing lower income or lost income. And New Democrats will bring in emergency support for them. This includes fixing EI so that they qualify for EI with less hours, and that EI payments are being received immediately. Because household expenses are not waiting for anybody to get another job or to get another check.
Especially with the tariffs rising, like with groceries, and like it just can't.
Exactly. We would also invest in good union jobs because the way to protect workers is to strengthen our own economy. Right, so this includes local manufacturing and supply chains. We'd prioritize and build up our infrastructure and invest in housing and transportation. Shutting down the economy in the face of these threats is counterproductive.
Yeah.
And it would hurt us more. That's what Trump wants.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want. So that won't happen on our clock, because the NDP knows that the answer to economic challenges is to build.
Yeah.
To stimulate the economy. Resilience would happen with stimulus spending.
Yeah.
So emergency support for workers, diversifying the economy inside of Canada, and removing development barriers between provinces. I mean, the list goes on for potential solutions, but those are just a few.
Yeah. That's, yeah, and it sounds like it's like you can't just shut down and like we have to do something about it, right?
No, yeah. It's about resilience.
Yeah. You might have answered this earlier, but what would your party do to address the housing affordability crisis, especially in urban areas? Like I know myself, I was planning on moving to the city to go to university, but I was looking at it and I just don't think I can afford it by myself. Is there something your party in particular is planning on doing to combat that?
So we have already worked to remove GST off of the cost of home building. We would just work with partners for the supplies needed for building homes so that they're most cost efficient, to do house building in a way that's supporting our own Canadian economy and making it as affordable as possible for our community members.
All right, finally, kind of the low-hanging fruit question, but what separates you from all the other candidates, and why should people vote for your party in particular?
Well, I have a lot of leadership experience, whether that was happening through my official elected position with the Métis settlements. But I've also held various jobs where I was leading teams. Right, and through the process of working on programs and projects with my teams, I learned that the safe way, the best way to make good solutions and to respond as quickly and as best as we can to problems is to really listen to people.
For
so,
sure.
As cliched as it sounds, I am a big supporter of open door policy, but not only that, it's so very important for an MP of this riding to be meeting stakeholders and people where they are at. So I would be making a concerted effort regularly to talk with people, to hear what's always on the top of mind of constituents, and to take that back to Ottawa so that we are always being, not only always being heard, but that the things that I'm taking back to Ottawa are always current and always of the highest priority. So my thing is relations throughout the riding, relationships with stakeholders, keeping everybody in the loop, communicating well and communicating regularly and openly in a way that we all feel like we're in it together. Because really it wouldn't be about me. It's never about me. The work that I've always done has always been about a lot of people, about us, really. So I think that's what sets me apart.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was such an honor to be able to talk to you, and I wish you so much luck in the rest of your campaign.
Thank you so much
of course.
To the Morinville High School for having me.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, although the MCHS athletic program is dominated by basketball and volleyball, the school offers many other teams opportunities for its students. Reporter Cohen Pelletier recently had the opportunity to chat with coaches and students associated with the Wolves High School badminton team. Here's his report.
The high school boys badminton team just came off the regional tournament at Athabasca. Let's go ask some players on the team on how they did that day and what the team's about.
Well, the tournament was really good. They had 9 courts, so there was a lot of action going on. Everybody was playing. There was a lot of different groups of people. There was men's doubles, there was men's singles, there was women's singles, women's doubles, and mixed. So there was a lot of different action, but My games went pretty good. I won my first 3 pretty easily, and then the 4th one I struggled with, lost my first set, and then came back in the next 2. But after that, I went to semifinals because I had a free pass, but then I lost right at the end. So it was close, but maybe next year I can get there.
The team had 1 singles player make zones and 1 doubles team make provincials. Let's go talk to that doubles team to see how they got here and their goals for provincials.
At the conferences tournament, we ended up coming in second, and it went really well. And because we came in second, we qualified for zones, which was at the Seville Center in Edmonton. And at the Seville Center, we ended up coming in second in zones for like the Morinville and like around Edmonton area. And we ended up beating the people who we lost to in conferences, so that was a really big like boost of confidence. And then because we got second, we get to move on to provincials as well.
The players put in some hard work this season at practices, and it's paying off. Let's go talk to Travis's teammate about where he started playing badminton.
My old principal at GHB, Mr. Peterson, I was watching people play badminton one day and it looked fun, so I decided to try out for the team and I made it. So I played ever since.
With the badminton season coming to an end, let's hope that the boys' hard work at practice will pay off at provincials. This has been Cohen with MCTV News, signing off.
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us again on Friday, May 2nd for our next broadcast, where we will be bringing you pieces on Deb's Greenhouse, the recent Unified Beanbag Tournament, the Kong class, and the John of all trades. All this, plus your weekly weather update and sports recaps coming up next show.
So, interesting show with the
better. Everyone's so gone. It's my first time sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of miss them.
Yeah, a lot of people doing positions they've never done before too.
Yeah.
And from all of us at MCTV News, I'm Weston Stevenson.
And I'm Haley May. Thanks for tuning in.